So I'm just doing a little guide for my girlfriend to show her what endgame summoner is like, or rather, what a high-end, low-level summoner is like. So it's just a quick little thing that shows everything off. I kind of like watching the opening cutscene, so sue me. Of course, as a summoner, the most important part is to make sure you have your summon up. Well, the most important parts. I have a low-level tank. I might run into some issues there. I don't know. Another important part is the Aether Flow. Make sure to always have that up so you can use your more powerful abilities. And from there, just use your poisons. Make sure everything is nice and damaged. Keep an eye on your poisons. Make sure they're always up. It's like these enemies aren't going to stay up too long, so we don't have to worry about reapplying my poisons. Oh, but I did too much damage, so now the enemy's on me, so I should focus on the other enemy instead. These guys were quick, so I didn't need to reapply my poisons. Oh, with all new characters, this is awesome. All new players. That never happens. Poisons up. And as a DPS player, it's my job to do the mechanics of fights whenever you can. This time around, green. Type that out. One mechanic for this dungeon is that you have to keep track of... sorry. You have to keep track... it's no point using poison. Of a... What was I saying? I completely forgot. The first boss fight, if you don't select the correct thing, the correct color coral, then you have to fight some extra fights. It's gonna be a problem. Once again, poisons all around. Summoners at low levels can actually do quite a bit of damage because of these poisons. The worst thing that they can do is cast Ruin. So the less ruins they cast, the less damage they do. This poison is about to run out. I'm about to refresh it. And same for this guy over here, except I don't think it's worth doing in this case. Yeah, it's dead anyway. You should have just cast a couple more ruins. One energy drain is worth as much as 2 ruins. It's nice making sure to cast that whenever you can. After bio is the best time, since you have a lot of time to wait for the next spell. Just do whatever you want in that time. Looks like this guy is going to die pretty soon. I don't have to keep an eye on those poisons. We're keeping an eye on these poisons instead, seeing they have 5 seconds for the next one. The enemy is going to die pretty soon anyway, so I'm not going to bother refreshing that poison. Yeah. Nice. I still think it's awesome that I'm in a group of completely new players. You can tell by the sprouts by their name. Little leaves. Oh. In this case, my poisons aren't going to do too much. The enemies are very weak. Aether Flow is nice, though. Energy Drain is a very powerful ability, so it'll do a lot of damage at once. Summoners are weakest against enemies that, against weak enemies, actually. The strongest against strong groups of enemies. So I'm not even bothering with poisons against these guys, they're so weak. I shouldn't be attacking this guy. Yeah. My mistake there. Again, as a damage dealer, it's my job to make sure that the enemy is always attacking the tank and not me. But I do have to maximize my damage too. I can... Garuda has an ability though, same with the blue carbuncle that pushes enemies back, which will prevent them from damaging me too much. It does cause extra stress for the tank, but it's only worth doing in extreme situations. I'll wait for the clam to open so I can attack it again. Right. I did that all wrong. So that guy's nice and poisoned. I'm going to do damage against these guys, cast energy drain against this guy to kill it outright. Cast a fire on it. Nice and quick attack. So again, as you can see, against these weak guys, there's nothing I can really do. But Lancer and Gladiator are good classes against them. They do nice upfront damage. Just trying to get these guys. Now I like focusing on the first enemy I attack so I can see how the poisons are there. Those are the first poisons I'm going to have to refresh. I may as well have that window up. 5 seconds to refresh. Looks like he's going to be dead before then. It's not worth worrying too much of that. Really, the biggest problem is against bosses. That's when you really see the whole poison reapplication thing. Energy drains to this one. Because I'm a high level character, I have all these skills on my bars. I'm synced down to a low level, so I can't use these. I can only use the low level abilities that I have. So the stuff that I would naturally have at level 18. I'm sure if you can see this, I have it pretty small. Sometimes tab doesn't target what you want. This guy's going to die pretty quick. Okay. That's 5 seconds on it. So reapply the poisons now. Should mean that this guy's poisons are almost down. Oops. I'm going to focus on the Lamb just because I'm more effective against him. I'm just going to do my poisons against them and start ruining the Shade Seekers. I could allow my pets to finish them off, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. My pet will always attack the enemy that I'm attacking unless it's already attacking something. Right now it's going to attack the clam. I don't have to worry about the clam. The clam becomes invincible once it closes. So Garuda will keep on attacking the clam even in that situation. I said green before, I think. So this is what it meant. Ah, someone targeted the wrong coral, so now we have to fight an extra fight. The weakness of Summoner is fighting... is fighting weak enemies. You won't be able to do too much damage against them. This guy's pretty strong. I might have to reapply my poisons once or twice. Until then, it's just me and Garuda spamming our basic spells. But here we go, I have to reapply this poison first. Reapply this poison. That should last us for the rest of the fight. Now at this level, poisons do about as much damage as Ruin does. That's to say, each 3 seconds of casting Ruin is the same as a 3 seconds of casting poisons. I don't think it's worth reapplying my poisons now. The boss is almost dead. I'm gonna pass on this since I already have good gear, so this gear isn't very important to me. I'm running ahead of the tank, I shouldn't do that. Yo, what's the tank doing? The tank has a poison on him, he's taking a bit of damage, not too much. I can't do anything about it, I have to wait for it to run out or let the healer do something. Applying poisons once again, because that's what I do. I apply poisons. Where's Angel? I think this is the first enemy that I attacked. It's not worth reapplying poisons on him since he's about to die. This guy though, no, he's about to die too. Probably this guy. Oops. That was my fault. Head knocked him back, which negatively affects the Lancer and the Gladiator. This fight I should be able to do pretty well in. There's 3 relatively strong enemies. Just apply my poisons to them. That's basically all that I have to do. Ruined is so low damage that it's not really worth worrying about. This guy's about to die. Just cast Energy Drain on him. Do some burst damage while I can. No use worrying about the poisons on that one. I'll probably reapply poisons against this guy. Sure to help against this guy, but looks like people have it covered. Apply bio again because it fell off. And okay, I was expecting a bit more. Make sure not to run ahead too far. You should wait for the tank. Where to go? Oh, probably waiting for me to pass on this. So a DPS player should always be behind the tank. I shouldn't be running ahead like this, just force of habit. I'm usually the tank, so I'm usually running ahead. This area is pretty crammed with enemies, so it's important to stay close together to the tank, but not too close. Yeah, this is a good spot. If you're too close... Oops, I haven't been using my Aether Flow. Apply my poisons. Do some burst against this guy, finish him off. But the ironic thing is that the faster you kill enemies, the less damage you do. Because you always want your poisons up. Okay, this guy's attacking me because I did too much damage. I think that's more the tank's fault than mine. Oh, I forgot to reapply my poisons against this guy, but he's almost dead anyway. Not worth doing. If he's going to be alive for 6 more seconds, then it's worth reapplying your poisons. If not, then just go ahead and kill him. Definitely apply your poisons at the beginning of the fight to all enemies. Unless they're very weak, like the flame sprites were earlier on. I'm not going to reapply this poison, which I think is, yeah, I was right. Poison these guys up. He has no bio. Then cast Ruin. Threat's getting pretty high against this guy. Kind of worries me. Yeah, I'll switch targets. Tank was actually in a bad situation there. Tanks at low levels are very difficult. It's difficult to keep threat against high-level DPS players like me. This guy's actually doing a pretty good job. At this level, it's more a factor of gear than skill. Guy's about to die quick. He was worrying about poisons. He drops a key, which I think they're going to get. Yeah. Should always attack the enemy that the tank attacks first. Otherwise, you might find that the enemy is attacking you. So this enemy is makes me a bit too much. I'm switching over. Try to stay somewhat behind the tank so that he can control the flow of the dungeon. He's waiting on the healer. I'm gonna sit right here. He's attacking. I can go ahead and start my poisons. Ah, shh. I was a bit too fast. No, I'm good. Poisons are applied to everyone. I've been forgetting about Aether Flow. It's much more important later on, but earlier on it's pretty weak. Especially after level 50, it starts to become important. So, reapply the poison against this guy. And now focus on this guy. I don't know how long this guy's gonna last. Looks like he's lasting a pretty long time, so I'll go ahead and reapply the poisons. Probably gonna break even. Now I can focus on this guy. I forgot to reapply one of the poisons somehow. Now against multiple enemies like this, just poison them and forget. Try to make sure that your poisons aren't already on him. Looks like this guy's the only one without it. Right now, finish these guys off. They're weakened from the poisons and from everyone else attacking them, so they should be weak. There we go. I'm just going to pass on everything again, since my gear is so good compared to this level. Now again, make sure to only attack the enemies that the tank is attacking. If I attack anything else, either the enemies will attack me, or it will be overrun. So it's important to pay attention to what the tank is doing. The tank, of course, being the gladiator in this case. Pay attention to poisons. I'm gonna poison him anyway. I don't know if it'll be worthwhile. But it's better for my poisons to be on him and for me to not need them than to not use my poisons. Oh, he's... There we go. That was odd. Poison them all up, use energy drain against one of them. This enemy is kind of out of control right now. Always be careful with those kinds of enemies. Now, what was my first one? Ah, right here. I'm gonna use poisons instead of ruin. I think this guy's gonna last a bit. Let's focus on this guy. This guy. This guy. Poison him up. Everyone's gonna be focusing on him. He's not gonna last long. But it's still better to have poisons up than not. Poisons are definitely the most important thing at this level. I think later on it's going to be more important to focus on your pet actions and such, and your aether flow actions. But for now, just worry about poisons. Always be focusing on poisons. Always be paying attention to the poisons. Finish this guy off with the ruins. I'm going to cast ruin on, no, this guy. Ah, I made the wrong choice. We apply this poison, and this poison, and this poison, and this poison. Right now the tank is having a very difficult time keeping the enemies off me. Which means that, yeah, I'm doing a lot of damage, and maybe causing a bit too much difficulty for the tank. The story here doesn't make too much sense unless you've done Limsa Lominsa storyline, which about 2/3 of players wouldn't have. So once again, I'm the DPS. I'm in control of the mechanics of the fight. I'm going to hang back and actually not focus too much on damaging this guy. My poisons and my pet is going to do most of the work. You just have to make sure that those are up and I'm good. The ruin barely does anything. So there's a mechanic of this fight where where the water ripples, which means that another Sahagan is going to come up. I should make sure that they're attended to. Shit, I didn't get this one in time. I'm gonna poison him up, then poison the boss up again. I forgot to keep the poison up on him, but I was focusing on mechanics, so that's not a huge deal. It's more important to do the mechanics than to make sure that you're doing as much damage as possible. Whoa! I forgot about the mechanics. Okay, so it's my job to make sure these guys die as quickly as possible. You. Always make sure that the enemies are off the healer. You don't want anything attacking the healer. To do that, you just attack the enemies attacking. Oh, this is a problem. Luckily, I thrive in these situations. I do as much damage as I can to as many enemies as I can. I can't do direct damage against enemies. This is really bad. There's a lot of enemies. Just trying to make sure everything's dead. I'm gonna try to kill off as many enemies as I can. It's really not my job though, that's more the Lancer's job. We got through it though. That was just more stressful than it needed to be. I'm gonna commend the tank on that one. He struggled a lot. He deserves some love. I don't need this treasure coffer, so I'm just gonna end up and pass it. Hopefully the healer needs it. And that's basically an example of what summoners should be doing at low level dungeons. Try to do the best that I can. I'm not a summoner, I'm not great at this. But hopefully I gave an example of what you should be doing. I've been neglecting the Aether Flow. I should be doing it once a minute, with no exceptions, but again, I'm not a very good summoner. I haven't been doing it. The poisons, though, at this level are most important. Poisons, of course, being my asthma and bio. That's about all. Thanks for watching.